Now, in the previous videos, you have studied about drift speed and potential difference. In today's class, you people are going to learn about working of a battery and Ohm's law. Okay, Nana? Now, what is working of a battery? A battery consists of two metal plates. They are called electrodes and a chemical electrolyte. The electrolyte between the two metal plates consists of positive and negative ions which move in opposite directions. So, as I told you earlier, these are metal plates, Nana. These are the metal plates which are called as electrodes. Okay. And this is the chemical in the battery. And this is the chemical in the battery, Nana. This whole white place, you can imagine it as a chemical in the battery. Okay. And this is a negative ion. The red color balls are negative ions and the positive ions are blue in color. Okay, ma? And if you observe, they are moving in the opposite directions. They are moving in the opposite directions. You can see that the negative ions are going towards the left side and the positive ions are going into the blue side. Which are the negative ions, ma? Negative ions are the red ones and the positive ions are the blue ones. Okay. We also know that in a battery or a cell, a constant potential difference is maintained till the battery is completely discharged. Because a constant potential difference is maintained in a battery till the battery is completely discharged, Nana. Okay. Now the electrolyte exerts a certain force on these ions and make them move in a specified direction. In the previous figure you have seen, Nana, the negative force is going to the right side and the positive force is going to the the positive force is going to the right side and the negative force is going into the left side. Okay. So here you can see that all the forces are going in a specified direction. Here you can see they are going in a specified direction. They are not going in opposite directions. They are going in a specified direction. And this is possible because of the electrolyte present inside the battery. Okay. The chemical present inside the battery. Okay. And this going into a specific direction, the going of the ions into a specified direction, the force is called chemical force. Going into a specific direction, that force is called as chemical force. We call it as FC, Nana. Okay. And the direction going into a specific direction is depends upon the nature of the chemical which is present inside the battery. Okay. So once again, let me tell you, exerts the electrolyte exerts a certain force on these positive and negative ions and make them to move in a specified direction. Now that electrolyte is a chemical which is present in it, and the force that is making the force which is exerted by the electrolyte is called a chemical force. That is called as a chemical force, and this chemical force makes them to go in a specified direction. And this chemical force changes depending upon the nature of the chemical present inside the battery. Okay, Nana? In the first image, you have seen that both the positive ions and negative ions are going in opposite direction, Nana. In the second image, you have seen that due to chemical force of caused by the electrolyte present in the battery, they are going in a definite direction. Okay. Now, when they go in a definite direction, what happens? See this image, Nana. Positive ions move towards one of the plates and accumulate on that plate. See here you can see that all these are positive ions. They moved and they got accumulated. Accumulated ante akkada fix అయిపోతాయి అన్నమాట. Okay. As a result of this, charges accumulate on one side of the plate and it becomes positively charged. And this positively charged plate is called anode. That is called as anode. Okay. And negative ions, see here, this side the negative ions. This is all negative ions. Okay. Now positive and negative cannot go to the same plate. They go to the opposite plates, right? So negative ions move in a direction opposite to the motion of the positive ion and accumulate on the other side of the plate. As a result of this plate becomes negatively charged and it is called as cathode. What is it called, Nana? Cathode. Positive is anode, negative is cathode. This accumulation of different charges on respective plates continues till both the plates are sufficiently charged. This accumulation of different charges on respective plates continues till both the plates are sufficiently charged. For example, if the plate is charged only till here, it won't stop. It will come till the end of this. Till both the plates are completely charged, this accumulation of different charges on respective plates continues. Okay? Right. Now, here we have told you Fc and Fe. Right? Now, further I am going to explain you why it is Fe. Okay? Previously, I told you that negative charges are being formed here and positive charges are being formed here. Okay? And positive charges are called as anodes, negative charges are called as cathodes. Now, the ions in motion experience another force, Nana. When the sufficient number of ions are accumulated on the plates, let us call this force as Fe. I told you, no, Fe gurinchi ne next meeku cheptanani. So, this Fe is nothing but electric force amma. The direction of the force is opposite to the direction of the chemical force. Ikkada chudandi, chemical force emo itundi, right? Electric force emo itundi. Okay, Nana? And the magnitude of this force depends upon the amount of charges accumulated on the plates. The magnitude of this force depends upon the amount of the charge accumulated on the plates. Okay? ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇక్కడ కింద ఈ ఇమేజ్ చూస్తున్నారు చూడండి. This is the battery what you buy outside in the market. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక బ్యాటరీ కొనుక్కొని వస్తే లోపల ఇలా ఉంటుంది. Sufficiently charged electrolytes. This one positively sufficiently charged, negatively sufficiently charged with sufficient electric force. అంటే రెండు చార్జెస్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా అయిపోయినాయి, ఫుల్ గా చార్జ్ అయింది అంటే దట్ ఈస్ ఎలక్ట్రిక్ ఫోర్స్. ఓకేనా? సో ఇప్పుడు ఇది మీకు అర్థమైంది కదమ్మా. Fe అంటే ఏంటి, Fc అంటే ఏంటో మీకు క్లియర్ గా అర్థమైపోయింది. నౌ ఇఫ్ వి టేక్ ఏ బ్యాటరీ అండ్ కనెక్ట్ ఇట్ టు ఏ కండక్టర్. ఓకే, okay, this is conductor anukundam. If we take a battery and connect it to a conductor. Okay, Nana? Now, as you all know, there are free flow of electrons in the conductor. Previously we have told you, know, there is free flow of electrons in the conductor, and once the conductor is attached to a battery, then the flow of electrons go in a direction. Adi meeku intaku mundu mem explain chesam. So, now what happens is these electrons get attracted to the positive ions and form a high potential. What is that, Nana? High potential. High potential ni form chestadi ikkada. Okay? Right. And this side low potential form అవుతుంది. ఓకే అమ్మా? ఇటువైపు రైట్ సైడ్ ఏమో హై పొటెన్షియల్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది, లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ ఏమో లో పొటెన్షియల్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. ఇది జరిగేటప్పుడు ఈ బ్యాటరీ లోపల ఉన్న ఎలక్ట్రాన్స్ ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో, the whatever chemical is present inside this battery, it will start to attract all the negative ions towards this side and form a triple force. Okay, the electrolyte which is present inside the battery will attract all the ions, negative ions, to the left side of the battery and form a triple force. It forms a greater triple force, Nana. And this greater triple force will make again the electrons to go to the conductor like this. And this maintains the complete circulation of the electrons in a battery, Nana. Okay. So once again I am telling you, see, once when you connect the battery with the conductor is having free flow of electrons. Okay. Once it is connected to the battery, obviously the electrons will start moving into a definite direction. Okay. And once when this conductor is connected to the battery, all the electrons get attracted to the positive electrons in the battery, and high potential energy is formed here. And in the left side, low potential energy is formed, and an electric field is created. Okay. And the negative ions, the electrolyte which is present inside the battery, that is the chemical which is present inside the battery, tries to pull all the negative ions this side, and then they continue to send it again to the conductor. So this is how a battery works. Okay, Nana? ఇప్పుడు ఈ ప్రాసెస్ లో ఏమవుతుందంటే నాన్న the positive energy starts to reduce a little. Positive ions start to reduce a little. Okay. So what happens? This electrolyte which is present inside the battery with its chemical force, it tries to continue and again. Ante inta last time we explained it to you know the chemical force. What does chemical force do? It sends the negative ions this side. Okay, and it sends the positive ions this side. Okay, so this electrolyte which is present inside the battery will make again start the chemical force inside the battery and starts to maintain the potential in the battery. అంటే మళ్ళీ పాజిటివ్ అయాన్స్ నెగిటివ్ అయాన్స్ అక్యుములేట్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి, మనకి ఎలక్ట్రిక్ ఫీల్డ్ ఫామ్ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ఏ కంటిన్యూస్ ప్రాసెస్ అమ్మ, అంటిల్ అండ్ అన్లెస్ ద కెమికల్ ఈజ్ స్ట్రాంగ్ ఇన్సైడ్ ద బ్యాటరీ అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్ ద పొజిషన్ టు డూ దిస్ జాబ్. అప్పటిదాకా బ్యాటరీ మనకు పనిచేస్తుంది. వన్స్ ఆ ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్ లో ఛార్జ్ కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయి పాడైపోయింది అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు బ్యాటరీలో పవర్ తగ్గిపోతుంది, మనం కొత్త బ్యాటరీ మార్చుకుంటాం. ఓకే, సో ద ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్ మేక్స్ దిస్ కెమికల్ force to continue and let the battery continuously keep getting charged and we get the benefit of using it. But once when the power of the electrolyte is reduced, obviously the battery becomes unusable. Okay Nana? Now let us see what is electromotive force Nana. The amount of work done by a chemical force on unit negative charge to move from positive terminal to negative terminal is known as electromotive force. In that previously I told you know that positive charges they get attracted to the conductor and process goes on. All the negative charges, the electrolyte present in the battery pulls all the negative charges towards to the negative terminal. From the positive terminal దగ్గర ఉన్న negative charges అన్నిటిని negative terminal దగ్గరికి లాక్కుంటూ వస్తుంది. That work done by the electrolyte is chemical force. That chemical force is called as electromotive force. Okay Nana? So let us assume that work done by the chemical force to move negative charge. Negative charge ni manam Q తో resemble చేస్తాం కదా, we denote the alphabet Q for negative charge. Let us assume that work done by the chemical force to move negative charge Q from positive terminal to negative terminal against to the electric force. Priorly I told you know electric force and chemical force are opposite to each other, right? So when the negative charge Q is moved from the positive terminal to the negative terminal against the electric force, we tell it W. And also assume the magnitude of chemical force Fc is equal to the magnitude of chemical electric force Fe. W ante work amma. Okay, so Q anna oka negative charge ni positive force nunchi negative force ki తీసుకెళ్లేటప్పుడు when it is taken that way, opposite and against to the electric force W, that W, and also assume the magnet of chemical force Fc is equal to the magnetic force of magnitude of electric force, and our work is equal to Fc is equal to Fe. Okay Nana? So I am telling you again, negative force Q is taken from positive terminal to negative terminal against the electric force, that is W. We call it work done. So work done is W, and we should always assume that the magnitude of chemical force is equal to the magnitude of electric force. Fe is equal to Fc. Okay Nana? Fe is equal to Fc. Now the work done on the negative charge, that is Q, by chemical force is W, that is equal to Fcd. W is equal to Fcd. Ikkada d enti distance. Okay, d is the distance between the positive terminal and the negative terminal. Okay ma? The work done on the negative charge Q by chemical force is W, and W is equal to Fcd. D is the distance between the terminals. Now the work done by the chemical force to move 1 coulomb charge, అంటే ఒక ఛార్జ్ మీద, ఇంతకు నేను మీకు చెప్పింది ఏంటి, That is on the complete charges, all charges. That is on the work, W, how to calculate W. Okay. But now if we want to calculate for one charge, then W divided by Q is equal to FCD by Q. Means work by charge is equal to FC, that is chemical force distance by Q. Okay. Now, as I have told you priorly, Fe is always equal to Fc. Ante electric force is always equal to chemical force. Okay. So we can use this formula to calculate, or we can use W by Q is equal to Fe D by Q. So we can use both the formulas and we get the total work done by 1 coulomb charge, by one charge. Okay. And so electromotive force is represented by this symbol called epsilon. The symbol is epsilon. Epsilon is equal to W by Q is equal to Fe D by Q. Or you can say epsilon is equal to W by Q is equal to Fc D by Q also. Any one you can use and you can calculate the electromotive force. Nana. And note, we can use voltmeter to measure the potential difference or electromotor force. Nana. We can use voltmeter to measure the potential difference or the EMF, electromotive force. We can use both, electromotive force. Okay. But in this, the device must be parallelly connected. In this, the voltmeter must be parallelly connected to the electric device. This parallel connection, keep it in mind. Further, you will learn about that. Okay. But here we are just talking about how to calculate electromotive force. Okay, ma? We can use voltmeter to measure the potential difference or electromotive force. And the units for electromotive force is volts only, Nana. The unit for electromotive force is volts. Okay, ma? Once again, I am telling you, electromotive force is the amount of work done by chemical force on one unit of negative charge to move from the positive terminal to the negative terminal. That work is called as EMF. Okay? Negative charge is Q and electric force is Fe. And the work is W. And also assume that the magnitude of chemical force is equal to the magnitude of electric force. That is Fe is equal to Fc. Now the work done on negative charge Q by the chemical force is W. That is equal to Fc D. Now what is D? D is the distance between both the terminals. Okay, ma? And how do you calculate for one charge? One charge is W by Q is equal to Fc D by Q. As I have told you, Fe is equal to Fc. So we can also calculate like W by Q is equal to Fe D by Q. Okay. So electric motive force E is equal to W by Q is equal to Fe D by Q. Okay. And unit is voltmeter, volt, Nana. Unit is volt. Now let us take the what you say all those materials and we connect it and we start to take the readings. Okay, and we take at least 5 readings as I told you from 0 to 4.5. Okay, so 0 అంటే అసలు అక్కడ potential difference ఏమి form of the potential difference is 0, there is no current there, right? So right now since we are not doing it practically, but if we write down all the 5 measurements, then you will observe that the measurement V by I is constant. Now see here, this is the graph, Nana. In this graph also you can see volts are taken here and amps are taken here. Okay, and the line is in a straight line because V by I is constant. Okay, Nana. So mathematically we can write that V is directly proportional to I. అంటే V పెరుగుతున్న కొద్దీ I పెరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది, V తగ్గుతున్న కొద్దీ I తగ్గుతూ ఉంటుంది. This is common. Okay, so V is directly proportional to I. So from this we can conclude that potential difference between both the ends of the magnet wire is directly proportional to the current passing through it. Is directly proportional to the current passing through it. But one point you should remember, Nana, the temperature must be constant. If the temperature increases, then everything changes. The temperature must always be constant while doing this experiment, so as to get a constant calculation. V is directly proportional to I. అంటే కాన్స్టెంట్ గా ఉండాలంటే కాన్స్టెంట్ టెంపరేచర్ కూడా చాలా అవసరం. ఓకే నాన్న. Now in the previous experiment I showed you that the voltmeter is connected to a magnet wire, Nana. Now here we are going to take an LED. You know LEDs, chin LEDs బయట మనకు దొరుకుతాయి కదా. So when we use those LEDs, what happens? Okay, now in this LEDs you have to remember one point, Nana. It has two terminals. Okay, this is one terminal and this is another terminal. Now one terminal is long and one terminal is short. Always remember the longest terminal should be attached to the positive side and the shortest terminal should be attached to the negative side of the battery. Okay, now same voltmeter parallel connection. Voltmeter is given in parallel connection. Okay, same rheostat. Okay, same rheostat, same series. Again key means switch and ammeter battery. Okay, Nana, and this is the flow of the current what is being shown in this arrow. Okay, so like this we have to connect the complete series. Okay, and now let us see how we are going to take the values. So with the help of this we want to know, with the help of the rheostat we change the potential difference up to 3 volts, Nana. Ante 1 2 3 volts daaka mana potential difference ni we use rheostat to change the potential difference. Okay, and we note down I and V values. But here you will observe that I and V are not constant. They are not constant. See, V is not constant to I. And here in the graph also you will see that since it is not constant, there it was constant, no, because it is magnet wire. Magnet wire followed that rule that V is directly proportional to I. But here we are using this LED. LED is not following that procedure. That's why here you will have the values in a curve shape. It can be like this, it can be like this, any shape. It can be any shape. Okay, so with this we can understand that the ratio between V and I is constant only for some materials at a constant temperature. All materials don't follow that rule. All materials don't follow Ohm's law. Only few materials follow that. In that magnet wire is one. LED does not follow, magnet wire follows. Okay, and this fact was established by Ohm. Okay, Nana, this fact was established by Ohm. Now, let us know about Ohm's law, Nana. What is Ohm's law? The potential difference between the ends of a conductor is directly proportional to electric current passing through it at constant temperature. This is important, constant temperature. The potential difference between the ends of a conductor is directly proportional to the electric current passing through it at a constant temperature. This is Ohm's law definition. Okay. Now, who is Mr. Ohms? George Simon Ohm was born on March 16, 1789 at a place called Bavaria, and he died on July 6, 1854. He was famous for Ohm's law, and this Ohm's law led to our mathematical understanding of the relationship between voltage, current and resistance, VCR. Okay, Nana? Now let us see what is that. Now you all know that V is directly proportional to I. V means volt. I means current. Okay. V is potential difference. V. It's directly proportional to I. See here above also he has told now that potential difference, that is V, between the ends of the current conductor is directly proportional to the electric current, that is I, passing through it at constant temperature. That constant is R. That constant is R. V by I is equal to R. This constant is called resistance. It is denoted with R. Okay. V by I is equal to R. So V is equal to IR. Okay. And this is a small triangle, Nana. This is called magical triangle. What triangle? Magical triangle. Now if you want to take up your finger. Now if you want to know the value of volt, close V. You get I by R. Okay? IR. Okay? And if you close I, you get VR. If you close R, you get VI. V by I. Okay? If you close R, you get V by I. Okay? And if you close I, you get V by R. Okay? So, this is how. That's why it's called magical triangle. What you want, you close it. You get the remaining answers. Okay? So, the SI unit of resistance ohm. The symbol of ohm is ohm. Here, the symbol is being given Nana. Because he has identified it, so we have given his name to him. So, 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt by 1 ampere. R is equal to 1 ohm is equal to 1 volt by 1 ampere. Okay, Nana? So, let us go further. Now, our next topic is ohmic conductors and non-ohmic conductors. Now, what are ohmic conductors and what are non-ohmic conductors? Based on Ohm's law, materials are classified into two categories. They are classified into two groups, we can say. Ohmic conductors. Those which obey Ohm's law are called ohmic conductors. Example, metals are ohmic materials. Non-ohmic conductors. Those which do not obey Ohm's law are called non-ohmic materials. For example, LEDs. Magnet wire. That is an ohmic material. LED, non-ohmic material. Okay. So, there are few limitations for Ohm's law. As I have told you, when you have done the test with magnet wire, the constant was because it was in a constant temperature, due to we used magnet wire, so the result was constant and the graph was in a straight line. But when we used LED, the result was not constant. So, ohmic conductors and non-ohmic conductors give two different results. Okay. Ohm's law is valid for metal conductors provided that the temperature and other physical conditions remain constant. The temperature and physical conditions both must be constant. The resistance of the material changes with temperature. Sometimes the resistance. A resistance enti we'll get to know later on. I am not telling you right now. But the resistance of the material changes with temperature. Hence, for changing the temperature, V minus I, graph for the conductor will be non-linear. As I told you, LED non-linear vachindi kada. So, Ohm's law is not applicable to gaseous conductors. Ohm's law is not applicable to gaseous conductors. It is mostly applicable to metals. Okay. It is also not applicable to semiconductors such as germanium and silicon. It is not applicable to semiconductors such as germanium and silicon. Now, I hope you have understood the basics of Ohm law and how the battery works. These two aspects have been covered in this video. You have any doubts, you can call up to your teacher. She'll explain it to you again. And in the next video, we are going to explain to you what is resistance. Okay, Nana? In the next video, you are going to know what is resistance. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Stay home, stay safe. Please read the textbook and kindly take your material so that you can read the question and answers also. Okay, Nana? Thank you very, very much.